why you do it from behind.
Did Cullen's addiction play any role in the whole downfall of your debt crisis?
That your telephone number was qualified by our booking system to receive an all-inclusive complimentary stay.
I have to have miscalculated. I calculated the grocery one like 3 times.
This little hooker.
I'm adding an extra number somewhere. Something is wrong with this picture. Arby's, $12. Domino's, $54.
Just drive by and roll your window down.
Everything to the wind. Captain D's, $16. Olive Garden,
Captain D's nuts.
Olive Garden, $56. Oh, you didn't spend all your money on hookers. Last year, the amount of money that we spent eating out. This is fast food, this is restaurants, this is delivery. Mexican, $72. Mexican the next day for $68? Why did we go 2 days in a row?
What? Denise, cut that if you want to.
WTF. Earthquake. Oh my gosh. This is why you do it from behind. Seriously though, you usually do it from Is that better? Or I feel like it's always better when you do it for real.
Man.
We are killing them today. I need to check my teeth real quick. Oh wait, I got one more. I'm gonna eat this all and then I'll check my teeth. Sorry, we're finishing up our lunch here.
We're just eating like animals, like ravenous animals. All the crumbs out of the last of the bag.
You gotta get what you can out of that pantry.
I still got ramen to eat. Y'all just ignore me, please. Say a blessing together if you want to. I don't care. We can do that too.
We've been just like literally just working, which is a good thing. It's like when y'all said, you know, pick up a second shift, we are on 4th shift about right now.
Can I just show you? I just posted table and chairs, and these are
from
all
our kids' excessive birthday parties.
This is all the people that have just messaged me within the last 10 minutes.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
So Cullen's been selling stuff. He also got a podcast up on YouTube and on the podcast platforms. Don't Tell Mom podcast. If you don't listen to it, go listen to it. I just published a video on my Katie on the Flip Side channel, and I just recorded another podcast that will go up later this week. I've been doing some brand emails, and then
it's been non-stop,
you've been posting stuff. So
been taking pictures. I got like 4 more things to post that I haven't even. I had to clear off my PS4 this morning. That's gonna get ready to post. Gazelles. We're bringing gazelles. I'm gonna start eating like lettuce here in a minute because that's what gazelles eat. I don't know. Now we're even.
Hey, in today's video, if you don't know who we are, I'm Katie and this is
Cullen. I'm allergic to mornings.
Who's calling me now? Should I answer it? It might be.
It might be a bill collector. Live bill collector
answer.
calls.
Hello.
Thank you for choosing Marriott Hotels. We would like to inform you that your telephone number was qualified by our booking system to receive an all-inclusive complimentary stay. For further details,
Do not call me.
thank you.
That's a blessing. Out of nowhere, things happen.
Don't ever talk to those people. So anyway, yeah, I've been following our debt crisis journey. We're trying to get ourselves out of about $100,000 worth of debt. We're trying to sell our house. We're eating ramen noodles. We have 2 kids. Gaines is 5 and Brooks is 3. Hello to all the new people. Thank you for watching. There was a comment that we literally laughed out loud at yesterday.
Oh yeah,
She
you
said,
shared it on your Instagram.
TBH, I have no idea who y'all are, but I really like your videos.
It was just funny.
And it made me laugh. So if you're new,
We're gonna be honest about it. Let's be honest.
you're gonna have to turn on, you're gonna have to put on airplane mode for a minute or
This
something.
little hooker.
Or do not disturb.
I went back and forth with her for 5 minutes, and then she said, "I think I'm gonna pass."
Look,
like,
some of these people haven't been around since we started vlogging when you used to
oh,
say
sorry.
hooker a
Sometimes
lot.
I call people hookers.
That's okay.
They're not really
He doesn't
hookers.
mean it that
I mean,
way.
they could be hookers.
That's how we're losing all our money.
From hookers?
You pay hookers. Okay, this is an inappropriate conversation, but no, Cullen, it's a joking word. He's always said hooker. Anyway, don't take offense to it. If you do, then sorry. Bye.
Sorry. Gotta make money somehow.
Today, we want to talk about, I was sitting down looking through expenses and kind of trying to like make a budget as we're like actually gonna start living on a budget again, and looking through the Every Dollar app and trying to go like, okay, what do I put, like how much do I put for each category? How much do I put for groceries and all that stuff? And so I thought, let me look at our, you know, how much we've spent on groceries, and we've been using some cash this month. I said to myself, how much did we spend the last January? So I thought it would be kind of cool, since it's the end of the month almost, to go through and look at how much we spent in January of last year when we were completely oblivious to the fact that we were spending way too much money and we were just using credit cards like we shouldn't, and see how much we spent then versus how much we spent now. I printed out all of our statements from the business credit card we have, the personal credit card we have, and then from our bank account. There's a possibility we could have paid for something with some other method, like a gift card or cash or something, but it's highly unlikely because we weren't using any cash at that time. So that's most of this, and then I printed out the ones from this year. So this is all of January. I went through and I started adding stuff up, and I was seriously like, I have to have miscalculated. I calculated the grocery one like 3 times. I was like, this isn't right. Like I'm adding an extra number somewhere. Something is wrong with this picture. Like what is happening? And it just goes to show, because we've talked about this some, about the lifestyle creep, how lifestyle like creeps up on you and you start spending a little more here and there, and when you're not tracking it, when you aren't caring. January was like a really kind of extra stressful month for us last year. If you haven't been following our channel for a while, we have several videos we did last year on that. We had been having some relationship issues. Cullen came
January
out
13th
talking about some addiction issues that he had and put it out there, and that was January 13th of last year.
And then we just went out to eat every night after that.
And changed his life after that. And basically we were like, whatever, it doesn't matter. If our family's together, then we're just gonna be spending money. So first of all, that does go to show you how,
not just lifestyle creep, but like, I guess it is lifestyle creep, accompanied with like,
well, like a life crisis and mental health.
Creep,
when you
issues.
Can't or haven't processed your mental health stuff, or you're going through some type of, whether it's, I wouldn't call it a tragedy, I would call it like a major life event, you oftentimes just like totally lose track of things, and it's not abnormal. It's something that happens. And I wouldn't say if something crazy were to happen tomorrow that we wouldn't be more likely to be like, screw it, let's just go out to dinner tonight. But knowing what we know now, we know that that's actually only gonna hurt us in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like, as I've changed my eating habits and lost weight and been on a healthier eating lifestyle, I feel like I'm less likely to find it like, oh, it's gonna be rewarding to me to go and just get a Big Mac and eat all the French fries. I know that the long-term outcome of that isn't gonna be worth the short term. So I might go get like a $1 cheeseburger and then get the taste of it. But you know, like going all out and just like
just drive by and roll your window
everything
down.
To the wind. Yeah, let me just smell the French fries. Isn't gonna pay off in the long run. So while it might feel better temporarily, in the long run, it's not gonna be beneficial. I just kind of quickly did this before this video. Oh my gosh, if you feel like this could have happened to you, like that maybe you're at the end of the month, you're like, where did all my money go? I would encourage you to go back, print out all your statements, and just add up. Like, so what I did, I don't know what all shows personal stuff on here. For example, on this one, I don't know if this shows anything, but like you can see I have like a green line and a yellow line. So in order to not just sit there with my calculator, I went through and went in green on all the eating out. I went in yellow on all the groceries and added everything up. So we're gonna tell y'all those totals if y'all are interested in knowing how much we spent on all this stuff.
What y'all talking about today?
Come here.
Y'all gonna get me some new treats? Oh, where's my treats?
We're gonna talk about how much we spent on pets last year versus this year. This is why she's so needy, because she hasn't gotten a million treats
Oh
this
my
year.
goodness.
You don't understand this budget stuff, huh?
I was just thinking, like, also in the heat of all that, there was like random nights when me and Katie were arguing, and I would go like sit in the night. I don't think I've talked about this publicly, have I? I'd go just crash in a hotel room and just throw my card on the table.
And you wouldn't go to like the Motel 6. You went to like the Hampton Inn, where it was like $200 a night.
Yeah.
Right?
It was like just no care in the world.
Now I think by the time we got to January though, you ended up like leaving and then sleeping in the basement. You didn't get a hotel.
Yeah.
Until things kind of calmed down for a minute, because we had realized like, shoot, I was like, you can't just keep doing this and going and having a little staycation just because we get in a fight. This ain't how it works. And I'm like, this is great. Let me just go take care of the kids. Well, just to clarify on that, because that's gonna start some drama now that I said, like, oh, you've been spending all your money on hookers, and then we're talking about you staying in a hotel.
And drugs and alcohol, no. It's never been to the point where it's been detrimental as far as that. Like, it was
a massive part of the budget.
It was not a massive part of the budget at all.
When you look at how much we spent on groceries.
And everything. Yeah, I've seen several comments about that. Like, did Cullen's addiction play any role in the whole downfall of your debt crisis?
Well,
no.
I wouldn't say no, and I would say no in the sense that they're asking. Like, were you going out and spending like thousands of dollars on cocaine? No, that's definitely not where all the money was going. Now, if you consider the fact that the things that he was purchasing was a little bit of an extra expense, but also just the emotional effect that we talked about that it had on our spending definitely was an impact, but it was not because he was like spending all this money on that stuff. And if you want more details on that, don't start asking in the comments like, what was blah, blah. Just go, there's an old video, go watch it.
Yeah, go watch it.
We'll put a playlist.
Somebody replied to my tweet.
Said what were you addicted to or something?
Because I tweeted.
Well, I guess it makes sense to have questions.
I guess.
I don't know. That's a whole different topic that we aren't even.
Yeah, that's a whole.
I don't even know if I want to start that pot of worms. Like, should we even leave this part in here? I don't know. You decide when you're editing it.
Denise, cut that if you want to.
We are going way back to 2012. How about that? Denise is not editing for us, but we used to joke that she was. When I looked up and I added, the first category I added up was eating out, because that's what I was the most interested in. Because I was like, we, this month, have made ourselves not eat out. I think it was hard to tell because we haven't put anything on a credit card. So our credit card statements from January, there's nothing on there except for the interest charge from the previous month and a late fee because I was late paying the bill. That I'm not gonna do that anymore. But that was all that was on there. So I'm trying to remember, like, there was one day, we've shown our house like 10 times in the past week. And there was one time, previously we would have eaten out all 10 of those times. Been like, somebody's seen our house, let's just go out to eat. But we've made other ways. We've like taken food with us. One night we went and ate with your sister at her house because we were gonna be gone for like several hours. But then there was one day, it was the middle of the day, we were in a hurry. We got McDonald's. You got McDonald's and the kids got some nuggets and it was like $9.
$9.18 and I used cash and change.
So that would have been like, previously we would have probably just bought whatever we wanted. It would have been $20 or more. We did, over Christmas break, we went to Cece's Pizza one night because the kids had brought home these little things from school that if you color them, you get a free kids meal. And so we went and used those. Cullen and I just got the buffet. I think we ended up spending, what'd you say, $13 there?
Something like that, yeah.
There was one more thing. I just wrote down the total that my guess is that we spent about $57 this month. And keep in mind, it was only about halfway through the month that we started this whole Dave Ramsey debt track thing. Oh, Mexican.
Oh yeah.
It was one night after, it was during Christmas break.
We used cash for that though.
We used cash for that. It was $30, which our previous Mexican excursions used to be about 100 or like 70, 50,
literally,
70, $100.
we've already talked about that.
Yeah, we've talked about this before.
Geez.
But our total this month for eating out was $57, if I calculated that correctly, since we used cash and we weren't really tracking it yet. Last year, the amount of money that we spent eating out, this is fast food, this is restaurants, this is delivery, $866.46.
And I would not be surprised if it was more than that.
WTF.
Does that count like tips and stuff?
Yes. I mean, if the tip was included, unless we left a cash tip, which we didn't have cash that we were carrying around last year. What in the world? The $866 just on eating out, that's just crazy. Like, and looking through it, so let me just give you some examples of some of the things we would spend. So this is just what happens when you're like, okay, Panda Express. Dang, I love some Panda Express. $26.39. So, I mean, that's not whatever. You think you're going to Panda Express, and in the moment, you're like, well, that's not that much.
So it's like a meal for me, or a plate for me, a double plate for me or something, a bowl for you, and then a bowl of rice for the kids, and then a side.
But in the moment, you're like, it's only, I mean, whatever. It's easier than having to go home. We don't have any food. Okay, so
it's
$26.
crazy how quick that adds up. Chick-fil-A adds up too.
Well, and Chick-fil-A was only $8.42. So somebody got smart for a minute and said, hang on, let me just buy the kids some nuggets or something. This is where it all is right here.
That looks like a freaking slime monster.
Like, what the heck? Okay, Arby's, $12. Domino's, $54. Captain D's, $16. Captain D's, $3. Olive Garden,
Captain D's nuts.
Olive Garden, $56. I don't even remember going to Olive Garden.
That was one of those random nights we saw a commercial and we had a craving and we called it in. We wanted some of that nookie, whatever you want to call it, breadsticks.
And we got it. We said, okay, let's just go put it on the card. This was the credit card, by the way, that we're talking about here now. Okay, Mexican, $72. Mexican the next day for $68? Why did we go 2 days in a row?
What?
Who freaking knows? Okay, Panda Express again, $8. Oh Sushi for $40. Papa Murphy's Pizza for $22. That was take-home pizza, so $1.50, it was only $22. Mexican, again, for $68. Zaxby's for $26. Jason's Deli for $18. Jason's Deli for $27. I'm just telling y'all the real numbers because that's what we're here doing in this life, is just putting out there how dumb we were so y'all won't be dumb too. Asian cuisine, $23. Domino's again for $48. We ate out when we went to the zoo. We got like Uncrustables from the zoo and paid $31. This is a charge for waiter, which is a delivery service. I don't know what we got from there. Was $60.
That was probably pho.
Probably. Backyard Burger, $24. Mexican, $117. We went to the fancy Mexican place called Margarita Grill. Chick-fil-A, $32.
Like seeing it now is like very eye-opening when you read all the numbers. But like at the time,
like no big deal, whatever. So that was eating out. I would have never thought it added up to that much. Even with knowing we spent like $100 on Mexican one night and $80 a few other nights, I would not have think that all of those little numbers added up to $866 in 1 month. That's just insane. But get ready for the really insane one because I added up the groceries for last January. Okay.
It's not laughable. It's the
terrible.
It's like the guilt. What is the word?
You laugh so you don't cry.
Yeah.
Like what in the world? It just is crazy. So it's, oh my gosh. Okay, we're not with it. Okay, so our total grocery amount that we spent last January was, y'all just like sit down because you might fall over. It was $1,640.56.
For what? 1 month?
Yes, 1 month worth of groceries for 2 adults, at the time a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old that basically only eat chicken nuggets and noodles. Okay, however, I was eating healthier, so I was buying things at Whole Foods and I was not even thinking twice about the fact that I was buying which almond butter I was buying, which whatever.
$3 loaves of bread.
Well, and I've still been eating healthier, but I've been able to do it a little bit more responsibly, budget-wise. Let me just...
I would say the grocery bill, the grocery totals could be a little deceiving because you don't just get just groceries sometimes. You also get like
we've gotten not just groceries this year too.
The paper plates or the
well, like pull-ups or whatever
cat
for
litter,
the kids. Yeah, so well, and one or two of the charges, it was a Walmart grocery, and so I know that that could have also been other things, but still that's general groceries. That includes cleaning supplies or whatever else, like household and groceries probably together.
Elderberry.
Yeah, so Whole Foods. Oh yeah, I did get the flu and we bought, but that was in February. Anyways, okay. The charges so far that were on here, Whole Foods for $348, Publix for $103, Publix for $133. Shipped is the grocery delivery service, was a $300 order, and then I gave them a $30 tip. Is one of the sad things about losing our grocery delivery service is the tip was expensive. Sam's, $94, another shipped order of $294, Walmart, $86, Walmart, $224. So again, that might have been like some clothes or who knows what else. Shipped for $103 plus the $20 tip. So that was our total. Like that didn't even sound like that many charges, right? But that was $1,600. And I added it up several times because I was like, that wasn't many charges. How does that add up to $1,600? But math, I mean, when you spend hundreds, it adds up to thousands. So that was our groceries. Now for this month, our total groceries that we have spent, as far as I can tell, we have spent some in cash, like at Aldi and stuff.
Yes.
I wouldn't say there's been an Aldi bill when we've gone and spent cash that's been over like $20, $30 or something like that. So you can mix in a little bit, but I would estimate maybe $50 extra on top of what I found on the cards from groceries this month. This month, grocery bill was $299.73. So $300. Add in maybe $50. If I'm gonna be extra generous, I'll say an extra $100 on groceries that isn't calculated into this. So that would be $400 for the month of January versus $1,600.
That's like cutting out $1,200 in a month. Cutting out
$1,200
on groceries.
On groceries, and then we've cut out so far $800 on going out to eat. So that's $2,000 that we've saved on food. So I think an interesting part of this is like when you're doing the Dave Ramsey budget and he's like, you know, you have to make sure you have your food provided and your clothing and your housing. Well, you also have to look at your food and make sure you're not spending $2,000 a month on food. Like, you don't need to eat all the brand name everything and get the most expensive stuff. If you're really trying to do a budget, you can lower that a lot.
Just the necessities and
like, Lord,
doing
help
the cabinet clean out stuff. We've been getting creative.
Yeah, we have.
The freezer clean
and not wasting food. So we would buy all this food and then end up going out to eat for $800 and then half the food would go bad. So a lot of wasted food, I'm sure. I gotta go get the kids in a minute, but so this is actually gonna be a shorter one here today. I looked at pet charges for last January. So this would include anything we bought for the dogs, cats, or the fish tank. There was like an aquarium charge on here. Last year, the pet charges were $313 for a month. And you're thinking, oh, somebody must have had like a vet appointment. No, that's just for like food, cat litter, treats, and fish stuff. This month.
Well, did they eat a lot or what? Did we like?
Okay.
Like what?
So there's a Petco charge for $27.54, and now some of the pet stuff also might have been bought at Walmart or something too, on one of those grocery bills.
Treats.
So this is pet charges that were separate from any Walmart charges. There's another Petco charge for $49, another Pet Supplies Plus charge for $61, another Petco charge for $118, and then there is an aquarium imports charge for $85. So I have no idea. Maybe you bought some new fish or something, or some new coral, fish food, salt, like
salt,
all that stuff. But this month, our total that was on the debit card of pet expenses was $32. No, I did calculate in the cash we spent on cat food.
Did you calculate in that we had like a Amazon subscription that would deliver the dog food?
Oh, I hadn't even gotten to Amazon yet.
We canceled that because we're getting dog food
and
every 6 months or 3 months or something.
A huge bag of dog food. I will say though, we did buy cat litter in one of the grocery charges from this month because it was at Sam's, I think, or something. Yeah. So like, this isn't a perfect analysis of our budget at this point because we have not been keeping track of things up to this point. But like, still, when I can just look at it and see pet store charges, $300 last January versus $30 this January. That's where people are like, well, where do you cut your budget? How do you cut your budget? This is where, like, we probably went in. If I were to go in now, obviously it is best to get the best quality food for your pets and all that stuff, but you can find good quality food that isn't like the actual complete top of the line $50 for a little bag like this.
Yeah.
And when we would go in and buy dog bones and treats and stuff, now when I go in, I look for the kind that they like, but something similar and maybe an off-brand or a different style, or get the bigger bag that costs a little bit more but it's gonna last longer, you know, versus...
And you just don't go in there flippantly
buying stuff. Well, and I think you bought like all new cat litter scoopers, and I mean, it was just like no big deal just to go in and buy a bunch of stuff. Let's move on to Amazon. And I don't even know, I could look in our Amazon account and tell you all this stuff, but I just didn't have time to do that right now. Last January, just on Amazon, so probably a bunch of random stuff, who even freaking knows. We don't buy groceries on Amazon, we don't buy clothes on Amazon.
There was a point in time where Amazon, it was every day almost, it seemed, we were getting
that guy was bringing us something.
Yeah, like, I think you knew our name.
I was like, hey, it's us again.
Yeah,
there were days when we would get 3 different deliveries from Amazon. One would be UPS, one would be the postal service, and then one would be like the Amazon truck.
Because we would overlap our spending as far as you would just Amazon Prime something, and then I would Amazon Prime something, and then I would tell you about it later, and you'd tell me about what you got later, and then...
So last January, keep in mind, this is just January. I keep saying last year, this isn't for the whole year, this is just January. $403.31 we spent just on Amazon in 1 month.
In January.
So if you multiply that by 12 months, what we were spending in a year on Amazon, on groceries, on eating out, Lord Jesus.
Assuming you'd spend that much, I mean, we didn't spend that much.
Right, it wasn't, this is just one snapshot.
It's just 1 month.
But I want to do this every month.
And you just picked a month. We just started with the first month.
Yep.
And it's that much. That's just crazy.
And this month we've spent $17.27 on Amazon, which I reluctantly purchased, and I still have some buyer's remorse. It was a night when Brooks he still wears pull-ups when he sleeps, and it had leaked. We needed a new mattress cover because the one we had wasn't working. And I was like, we need to get this. I don't want to waste time going to the store, looking through all their options, trying to figure out what to buy. So I was like, let me just look on Amazon, find the one with the best reviews. Regardless, it's still $17. And it also doesn't work. So anyways.
We had an Amazon folder once the money's gone, it's gone. That would be the easy resolution there.
Yep, or put it in every dollar because you'll have
Right.
to do it through the debit card. You
Yep.
can't pay cash on Amazon necessarily, I don't think.
Oh, true. Yeah,
I
yeah,
guess
yeah.
you could do that if you want it to be really hard.
We talked about that as far as like online purchases versus cash only purchases. I said, let's just put the Monopoly money in one of the envelopes to represent how much we would have for those online purchases.
Yeah,
and then when
so
that
that'd be
Monopoly
cool, yeah.
money's gone, then
And I've seen the budget mom talk about putting an index card in there where you like just keep track of what you've spent in your envelope instead of having cash. Okay, last category that I added up, and then there's some other things, was entertainment. We went to Chuck E. Cheese, we went to the movies, we went to the zoo, and we also went to a trampoline park, I think. This was last year. $231.32. That is a lot. That is a lot. It is a lot. I mean, I wanna kind of make an excuse of like, well, if you wanna take your kids, like we didn't go to that many places. I feel like we could have been a little smarter with it, but when you're on a budget, this month we have spent $0 on entertainment. We did obviously go on the brand trip to Universal Studios, which was paid for. Had we not been invited on that brand trip, we would have not done something like that weekend. And we did go to a trampoline park with a gift card that my parents got us for Christmas. So this is when, if you're budgeting and you know you're gonna be on a pretty strict budget for a while for birthdays and Christmas and all that, ask for experience gifts. Ask for like gift cards to your favorite place, your trampoline park. I took the kids for yogurt
Science Center, the zoo.
Yogurt Mountain, or whatever your local frozen yogurt place is. All those are ways that you can still enjoy those things but use gift cards. But we've also just found other things to do, and we've become closer as a family because of not feeling like we have to just go out and do something in order to have fun. So we found ways to have fun all together at home. But those are the categories that I looked at and actually added up. There's tons of other stuff in here, and Cullen was selling stuff on Facebook while he was doing it. But just looking at like the things that we spent money on, there's multiple iTunes charges on here, which we've since gone through and canceled several of our things we were subscribed to that we didn't use, like random apps that I would have downloaded, and I just canceled today. I have like the little tile, find my stuff. You still find your stuff, you just can't like track it on a map or something if you're not paying.
And then there were like some like $2.99 games or something that we downloaded for the kids, but didn't realize it was a reoccurring charge every month. And so we were like, was there another $12 charge for iTunes this month?
Yeah.
Or did we buy a movie, or did the kids buy a movie? You know, that kind of stuff.
So I didn't even
we had to figure that
know
out.
you could go into like go into the App Store and then look at, there's a place you can scroll down to where it says manage subscriptions, and that's where you can see what all you're subscribed to. You never know, you might find something that you're like, oh, that's what that iTunes charges that goes through every month. And just like without question going in and purchasing $21.89 like a movie or whatever else. I know I gotta go get the kids.
Y'all let us know. I mean, I know it probably sounds outrageous to hear it out first, but then I also feel like there's probably a lot of people watching that are in the same position. Once you break down all this, you'd be like, what?
Even if I'd have watched this video last year, I would have been like, oh gosh, y'all are terrible. We don't spend that much. There's no way we spend that much. But I would challenge you to sit down and look at it and kind of see where you can cut your spending and where you're overspending, because when you start just using a credit card or even just using a debit card, it does get out of hand, and that's where your money goes when you don't know where your money went.
Whew, crazy
Goodness,
stuff.
so we're on this path, and our next step, now that we kind of have a handle on what we've spent and how we spend it, we are going to be entering it and getting our Every Dollar app set up.
I wanted to do this real quick. No, not this. This. Okay. This is something else. I'm gonna save that for the next video.
What?
I've been listening to Dave Ramsey and Rachel Cruz's book, and it's inspired me. Get you to, since you're so good in math now, because we're going through the budget, go through and say the numbers out loud.
1,000.
And then add it up.
1,040.
Oh my gosh.
It cut off.
It cut off.
Where did it
cut off?
We'll do it again because I didn't get it right, but I'm gonna do it. I mean, I didn't. Yeah. Okay. Ready? 1,040. 1,000. 2,040. 2,070. 3,070. 3,090. 4,090. 5,000. 4,100. Oh my gosh, it got me.
Isn't that crazy?
So actually okay, yeah, so 4,090 plus 10 is 4,100. Oh, duh.
But you say the thousands out every time.
So then you're thinking the next one.
Tricky.
Tricks and tricks. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be late to pick up the
Go
kids.
get the kids.
Poor planning.
Thanks TikTok for that meme there, that joke. Bye. Thank you guys for watching. We'll be back tomorrow or the next day with a fun video. Bye. See ya. Be careful.
Okay.
I'm gonna go sell some more stuff on Facebook. Dogs are excited. Look at all these Facebook Messenger messages. Oh my gosh. I've got to go. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you on TFS. Catch you on the other side. Bye.